This is an establishing shot and a pan. This enables the scene to be set, allowing you to see the main attraction of the entire short film, which is the bank and the car. By showing you the environment and setting, you also come to realize the surroundings are very quiet, foreshadowing something mysterious is about to occur. This relates to mise-en-scene, as the positioning in the frame has been considered, and this is evident through the way the car is parked outside the bank. The car itself isn't very fancy, suggesting the car owners and its peers aren't very wealthy, therefore allows the audience to gather understanding of what may happen. The shot is over the shoulder as well as includes the use of depth and field. By being over the shoulder, it allows the focus directly on the getaway driver's hand. We can see him twiddling his thumbs as he panics and stresses as he awaits his peers coming out from robbing the bank. Furthermore, his costume consists of a neutral black colour. This follows the conventions of his character. Someone who is doing something wrong or going against norms and values, committing a crime, etc., are often seen wearing dark colours rather than bright. This is because it prevents them from standing out and being seen. As far as sound, it tends to be silent. This entire short film doesn't require dialogue, and the story is being told simply by the actions of the character. In this specific case, it is silent as it allows suspense and tension to be built. This shot is a plan view, often known as a bird's eye view shot. This allows you to see the car from the top as if you were a bird, plane, helicopter, etc. This makes sense in this case, as the previous shot before this, you're able to see the main character looking above, therefore the shot acts in response to the previous. The sound of this shot is diegetic and is of police sirens, which builds suspense and causes paranoia for the individual. This is why he begins to suspect that the police are after him, therefore looks up in curiosity that it may be the police helicopters. This frame is of the film title. It separates both the beginning and the plot, almost as if the first half was an introduction to the character himself. The colours used for the title vary from white, black and red. These are all very bold colours that stand out and are very eye-catching. The fact that it was flashing, it grabbed the audience's attention even more. As for sound, a non-diegetic soundtrack was used, which sounds pretty intense. It begins suddenly and almost jumps at our audience. This to grab their attention. A zoom was also used into the title, which also works along with the continued editing into the next shot. The next shot is a zoom into the doors of the bank. This is continuity editing as we see the zoom continue from the previous shot to the next. This gives it a sense of flow. Being a zoom, it builds suspense as it's getting closer and closer to the bank and keeps the audience on edge as they are intrigued to know what is happening inside. Furthermore, being a black door, it makes the bank more enclosed, which follows along with the thought that the audience are meant to be kept on edge without a lot being revealed. Also, the sound is diegetic as we are able to hear what is happening inside the bank. It sounds chaotic as we hear people screaming, and this is the only dialogue we hear throughout the short film, and it is used to add tension and build to the chaotic atmosphere. This next shot is a mid-shot taken from the outside of a car on the other side of the window. This mid-shot allows you to see the fly on the window as well as the character's reaction and facial expressions. The props he used indicates the type of character he is. He used a mask to kill the fly, and as the mask pressed up against the window it appeared incredibly scary, which is the impression the man is trying to give off, since he is a getaway driver and a burglar. However, this stereotype is subverted as he cannot be as scary as he appears if he was this frightened of a fly. This then links in with the genre dark comedy. The only sound that can be heard is the man screaming and groaning in frustration to the fact that this fly is around him. As the short film continues, the situation keeps getting worse for the main character. In this shot, he is seen being hit by the airbag of the steering wheel. He hadn't experienced an incident, but instead had punched the airbag hard enough for it to burst open. This implies he's strong, which is stereotypical of his character he's playing. Furthermore, the editing in this is enhanced. A slow motion is used to highlight the fact that he had triggered off the airbag. It emphasizes his reaction and comes as a surprise to the audience. As for sound, the continuous beeping of the horn brought tension and led to the opening of the airbag. However, once it opens up and the slow motion begins, the sound is cut. This may be to show that he is startled and is zoned out in shock. This shot is considered an establishing shot as it allows you to take notice of the settings and the surroundings. This dog isn't owned by the character, yet it is within the area and barking as a reaction to the character's scream. The barking is a diegetic sound which adds more chaos and tension to the scene. The fact that it isn't a cute puppy, yet a dog which appears very vicious, and its collar being a chain rather than something more fragile, gives an understanding to the audience about the area and the people within it. It could be that the dog is owned by a gang which may be popular within the area. Furthermore, the wall in the back isn't very nice and tidy, yet appears burnt and dirty, giving off the impression everything is quite rough in this surrounding. Being built throughout the short film, which was released in this last scene. Scene by scene, a new prop was introduced every time, and this last shot consists of a gun. This is a big yet important prop as it indicates danger and is also illegal, which goes along with the stereotype of this getaway driver. The facial expression he is showing emphasizes the anger which was all building inside of him. Furthermore, as for editing, during these last shots, the pace had increased in comparison to the beginning of the short film. This increased as it got more chaotic. The sounds of the bullets bring fear to the audience as it's incredibly loud. It is also a way to symbolize the stress he is feeling.